What's up, everybody? Here we are, the after show, but later, episode number 325. Now, there's something that I don't think Luis knew until he actually started doing this show is how close we cut it before we go live. Just trying to figure something out right now, and just actually got it done right in the nick of time. So yeah, here we are. The after show, but later, episode number 325. We have a whole lot going on for you today. We have a couple of questions we might ask. We have a game we might play. Not sure. We have a lot to get to, but I feel like, Luis, I don't talk to you for a majority of the week. I want to know. I feel like there's always something that happened with you. I'm like, hey, what'd you do this week? Oh, went to Paris, So I always feel like there's something with you that is going on. So anything personally that has happened before we get into Covino and Rich?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Happy Martes. And first of all, I got that Rich Davis syndrome. Like, I'm a little sick, so I sound like shit, and I might have that nasal drip. You might hear the the Rich Davis cough. So please forgive me. But yeah, bro, I had the pleasure of getting tattooed last weekend. I went to
What I tell
California
you?
to see
What I
my
tell you?
friends and family. It was on my boys' birthdays. Me and my parents drove down to Cali, spent the weekend with my aunt and uncle, and then I was able to go see my homie, and then. Um, if you guys ever seen me or see me, I'm pretty tattooed. I got I'm working on my legs right now. So I did my outside right thigh, a big old Aztec god with alien theme shit. I'll have to show you guys a picture later. But yeah, about 5 hours of misery. So that was exciting. And then just good to get home. And it's Super Bowl week, dog. And I got my background here.
I
And
know.
of course, as a Charger fan. This is probably the only way I'm ever gonna go Super Bowl, bro, because we're just buns. So this is me at the Super Bowl, and even then, I think the fucking prices are ridiculous. So anyway, this is me at the Super Bowl for you guys.
Yeah, so he's reporting live from the Super Bowl. Another person or people that are there at the Super Bowl right now on Radio Row are Covino and Rich. They're spending the week there. So that's really cool that they're actually not just there, the day before or the Friday before. They're there for the entire week. So what they were saying on Fox Sports Radio is that it's kind of dead right now, and it's just going to keep getting better as the week goes on. They were saying that there's some pretty big celebrities that might be stopping by. A possible starting quarterback for the Raiders might come by. Danny G was saying. So yeah, a lot of things going on, and I was driving the other day, and I was just in a deep thought as I was driving, and I was like, man, I was like, I think, oh, I know what it was. The conversation where Covino and Rich were talking about the NBA being buns, right? They were like, the NBA has been kind of whack, this and this and this. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, like, I've really gotten more into football. Like, I've always liked football, but over the last few years, I've gotten more into it. And I was like, man, it just sucks to like not have a team, because like as a kid, I was a Packers fan, but I haven't rooted for the Packers. I've been a Packers fan for decades now, And I was driving, and I was like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna be like a Cardinals fan, right? I'm in Arizona. I'm a Cardinals fan. And then dog, in the same thought, I go, I can't fake the funk, dog. I don't give a fuck about the Cardinals, dog. And I was like, it's like, oh yeah, you're a Cardinals fan. Like, who's your favorite player growing up? Oh, Amon Green and Brett Favre. Weren't they on the Packers? Well, it's complicated, like I can't. And I was like, dog, I just. So that's the thing that sucks, is like, as much as I love football, and every year, I look forward to the Super Bowl, but it makes it a little bit weaker when, like, at least, you're like, we're not getting to the Super Bowl, but at least you have somebody every year game one, you're like, it might be this year, right? I don't even have that for any team. I'm just like, I enjoy watching it. I enjoy the game. I enjoy, everything about it. But it does kind of suck when you don't have a team to root for. That just makes it a little bit weaker, So, you're sad that you're not, your team may never be there, but you know what? My team will never be there either. Because who's my team? My high school mascot? Like fucking the Yuma Criminals are gonna be fucking in the Super Bowl? No, you know.
Wait, that was your criminal? That was your fucking mascot?
Yeah, we were yeah,
The
yeah.
criminals?
Yeah, our
No mames.
I swear to God, let's see
Hey,
uh,
hold on, but you're a basketball guy, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of what I mean, you're wearing the hat. Do you agree with those guys? Is it buns? I kind of I think a little bit of both. I think it is kind of buns, but I think it is kind of more younger crowd. I think it's a little bit of both. What's
I
your stance on that
I
on the
do,
b-ball?
but real quick just to show you. Look at there's our mascot.
Bro, what the fuck?
Watch. Look at dog, here's our look, dog, here's something that was posted on like I don't know, Facebook or something. Some kids doing some event, dog. Look, it says the criminals. Watch. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it.
Right. There.
Almost.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway,
I see.
yeah, but yeah. So we're the here's a clearer one. Let's see.
Right there. That's some sick vato ass food.
Yeah, dog. I was trying to find one. We had our mascot back in the day was dope, dog. It was a. Oh yeah, look, dog. Here's one of them. Can you
This
see
is like
that?
just your fucking Theo's mugshot or something. What
Look.
is he holding?
Oh look, dog. This was in our or you know I'm gonna screenshot this shit just to send it to you real quick, cause this was our in our gym. Watch. It's just easier because it looks like shit on camera.
Was it just a lot of hoodlums in your fucking town or what the fuck?
No, it was oh look, dog,
Mostly
here.
some historical shit related to that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, there is. It was because the first classes were held in our prison.
Oh shit. Okay.
So but I think I just sent you a couple pictures,
Yeah, it
but
just came in.
there's
Oh shit.
that's
Damn, what the fuck?
yeah, so yeah, dog. So that was, I'm like, who am I rooting for? Them? Are they going to be in the Super Bowl? But oh, what's up, Andrew? Andrew's here.
What's up,
Magical
man?
Mexican was here early. So yeah, what's up, fellas? But yeah, I forgot what I was even telling you about that when we got
I was
into.
asking you what you thought about the basketball because
Mm.
the Rich and Covino were saying that it kind of is ass, but maybe it's just a younger crowd, and I
I
think it's a little bit of both.
I agree. I do. I mean, I would be lying if I said I was as into it as I was back in the day. Because I'm like, dog, I don't know what it is. I'm like, I'm a Lakers fan. We've had shitty teams and I've been like all into it. So I'm like, I don't know, dog. It might be a weaker product, a lack of superstars. I don't know. But the thing that bothers me about them criticizing it is that they've never been NBA fans. So they've always been like, dog, like they're like the MLB is so exciting. I'm like, dog, they've always gone balls deep. They've always gone harder for MLB than anybody I've ever met in my life. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I dig the playoffs. I dig the World Series, whatever. But these fools will watch 197 games of MLB. And I'm like, dog, it is not that exciting. Like, you cannot tell me that the Yankees playing the fucking Phillies in the middle of fucking like February is fucking cool. I'm like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, it's so for them to criticize it makes me be like, are you really the greatest critic? Like, because you never dug it to begin with. So to be like, nah, the MLB's on fire. I guess I can ask you because I know you're a big MLB fan. Do you think the MLB is on fire? And I mean, maybe I'm hating from the opposite end because I don't like the MLB.
I think only until recently, like, I mean, I used to fucking hate watching baseball games. So they would fucking take for fucking ever, and it wasn't exciting, right? And so when they changed the whole timing shit, it definitely
Yeah.
sped it up. I think it cut like a fucking hour off a game, and
Hey,
then
Lisa.
I think,
Oh,
hey, Lisa, I think Otani was really the one who just pushed it over the
yeah.
edge and transcended it, where it was like globally. I still don't think it tops football, but I'm kind of in the sentiment with you. These fuckers never give a fuck about basketball, dude. When the fuck did they ever talk about basketball? Unless it's the drama. So I think it's a little biased. But I remember growing up, that's the reason I fucking hated the Lakers. It was fucking everywhere, and everything was fucking Kobe, fucking Shaq. Like so, like that's what
Back
I
to
remember the
back to
Lakers. So
back.
I
Dog.
feel like it's phased out, or like I don't know, maybe it was the characters. Those guys are trying to put their finger on it, but I just feel like the super team, fucking LeBron, he just needs to fucking go already.
I can't
But
stand that motherfucker.
I think it needs to come back. I think it needs a little bit of drama. You know what I mean? There hasn't really been like too scandalous. Fucking most Artest used to fight motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Audience member like shit like that. It's like, oh hey fool, you see that? All of a sudden you want to watch the game because maybe dickhead's gonna do something stupid. So
Right. Allen
dude,
Iverson, Ron Artest. But then again, maybe I'm showing my age because I'm like, in my day, it was cool. Maybe 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids are digging it like we did when we were young, right? I don't know. But I just think that for them to criticize it when they've never been fans of it is kind of like, I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe but at the same time they do have some valid points because I used to go hard as hell and lately I've been like, I mean, it's all right, you know? So I don't know. But the thing is that I feel like they go hard for MLB and they always have. There's never been a decline in them. Doug, every time baseball season starts, that's all we hear about. I dread it every year. Every year, Doug, they'll sneak it in to like it anything. It could be a freaking UFC fight, the one at the White House. Ah, shit, I forgot to turn on my thing. But they, I just feel like they can they they just go so hard for the MLB and it's just like I don't know, dog. I just it just bothers me. But
it is, and it's
but
not. And I think
baseball
it's everyone has a horse in the race.
it's but see, Magical Mexican says but baseball is popping. It's all right. I mean I know you're a Diamondbacks fan, but like it's all right. It's not like it's not I feel like if it was popping, more people would be like I'm going to watch 160, 170 games or whatever the hell it is these days. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of diehards like that. If it was popping like that, like, I don't know. I don't know.
But even like, I think it's too much. It's like you get too much of anything, bro. You start to get like, ah, fuck, I'm over that, right? If you like I love In-N-Out. You In-N-Out fucking daily, you're gonna be like, ah, fuck In-N-Out. I don't want to eat anymore. I think that's one thing NFL used to do. Like, it was what, 2 games a week before, or 2 days a week. They used to have games Sundays and Mondays. Now there's fucking Thursdays. Sometimes there's Saturday. I'd be like, damn, that's a lot of games. Even if you wanted to and had the want to fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard to sit behind a fucking TV for 3 hours, 4 days a week, and not get bitched at by your baby's mom or your wife or your kids about like, hey, motherfucker, you're just gonna sit there and watch games all goddamn day. You know what I mean? Fucking basketball and baseball. What? There's one every fucking 5 days out of maybe out of the week kind of shit. Especially if they're home kind of thing. So I feel like there's just too many to fucking keep up on. And but whatever, to each their own with provolone.
No, and the thing is, dog, that I kind of feel like that with baseball. I mean, with football as well, because I've liked football. I've always liked it, and I have gone harder these last few years. But even with like you have Monday, you have Thursday, you have some Saturdays now, especially if they're like in Germany or something, and then you have Sunday, and I'm like, dog, even that's getting a little saturated for me. Where I'm like, I don't know, dog. I was cool with Sunday, Monday. Where you had Sunday all day, Monday you had one game. Now some days they're throwing two games at you simultaneously, right? On Monday. And then you have Thursday. And then sometimes Thursday there's two games. And it's just like, dog, like you said, too much in and out isn't good for you either. And not even good for you. It gets boring. That I think that's and maybe I feel like even maybe if and I don't feel like the NFL, I mean the MLB or the NBA will ever cut down their schedules because money, obviously, right? All those. But I feel like if the NBA cut down their schedule, I think I'd be a little more stoked. Like, oh, all right, these games matter a whole lot more. Maybe things would get a little more exciting because maybe things wouldn't be as boring because now people are fighting for the handful of games they have, right? Or maybe the MLB, maybe I'd be a little more prone to check it out if I was like, oh fuck, 160 games or whatever the hell it is. I'm like, fuck, that's a game. I mean, I don't know, Doug. I don't know.
I,
I'm just in a bitchy mood.
no, and you're good. And like even today, I think the fucking Pro Bowl's going on right now. Who the fuck gives a fuck? Like it's that's cheeks too. There's no interest in it. There's no value in it. It's just fucking guys out there playing. So I mean, it's really up to interpretation. But what's up with you, bro?
I'm trying to actually turn on the app for my camera, or else this shit's gonna keep
You're
timing
good.
out.
You're good. Uh,
If it does, I'll just go to you and then I'll turn it back on because I can't get it.
I wanted to jump into something. I mentioned it on the comments the other day, and I thought it was funny. And I think Spot mentioned it. I was calling it Nipplegate 2026.
Yeah,
What Chop is it Chopperone or whatever her
chaperone.
name is?
Yeah,
And I mentioned like, dude, remember how fucking Janet? I mean, for me as a
yeah,
young boy, when we all saw Jackson's fucking nips, I was fucking excited, and it was fucking the shit. But dude, she got fucking crucified. I mean, there were a fucking witch hunt out for her ass, and I don't know. People can still speculate if it was an accident or not, but I mean, it was fucking rough for her back then. And now, like this chick, like don't get me wrong, bro. I like to see Chi-Chi's. I thought she looked great or whatever, but it was like, have we lost our fucking like wherewithal, bro? Like to me, that's a little much, bro. Like you know you're gonna be in front of fucking millions of fucking people and all this shit. So
yeah,
to me, I love it. I mean, it's a little raunch, but I think it's more the message you're sending. A lot of little girls or girls follow this chick and want to probably be this chick and emulate this shit. So like, I mean, you have a daughter for you, you're gonna be like, hey, like you're gonna promote that to her. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or how do you have that conversation?
No, you know what? And I'll be honest, I haven't seen. I know they talked about the picture, but I haven't seen it. So I know, like, or they talked about her outfit for the red carpet or whatever the hell it was at the Grammys. I haven't seen it, but from what I hear, I mean, you said she looked all right, but that bitch is like weird ass clown status, dog. Like I don't know if she went all crazy with the makeup and shit and like weird for the Grammys, but dog, it wasn't even like for me. Even when I heard that story, if they would have been like, "Oh, did you see Sydney Sweeney showed up to the Grammys like that?" I'd be like, "All right, dog, I might have to do some research for the podcast, you know?" But like if they when they were like chaperone, I was like, "Dog, I don't give a fuck." Like if they told me, "Hey, Bert Kreischer showed up to the Grammys and he had on these nipple clamps," I'd be like, "All right," but I wouldn't check it out to make my news feed. I wouldn't go searching it out. But just because like I don't know, dog, I'm just like bitch is nasty, you know? Like at least from what I can recall of her, I haven't seen a whole lot of her, but I don't know, it's just scandalous. I don't know, dog. I don't
I just sent you a picture so you can. I want to see your reaction when you get a minute. See if you can pull up your phone and see it. I think it was more outrageous the fact of like, holy shit! I don't think anyone's ever kind of really seen something like that. So it was kind of like Madonna-ish, or I think this guy was saying Lady Gaga when she came out with this fucking meat suit kind of thing. So it did have the wow factor, but it was more of like, and yeah, she is kind of busted, but whatever. I take her home. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little much, and to me, it's like, hey, man, we live in a fucking crazy ass society now where people fucking sell their buttholes and calzones and all this shit. So it doesn't surprise me, you know what I mean? But it was more of the like she has a lot of influence on women in general and shit. And but hey, man, that's what she wants to do.
yeah.
No one's gonna trip on it, and you could put it on fucking TV and social media, and no one's gonna say shit about it. And go for it. But poor Janet Jackson almost got fucking canceled over it, and
Yeah,
I'd rather
no.
see her Chi-Chi's probably anyway.
It is crazy because like it it's crazy because how times change. How for Janet's and Janet's was like so I feel like tamed, right? Like compared to I don't know what they're doing, even what they're doing now. Like you said, people selling their calzones and everything. It's just I don't know, man. Andrew Sim says, I figured you would have watched the Grammys live. That's right down your alley. Actually, I had to be at something at a function. I ended up working a lot on Saturday, and then I had to go to something afterward in the evening. So all I did was when I came home, I had checked like the winners and watched the highlights or whatever. But I didn't watch the Grammys live now. And I dig the Grammys. I mean, I probably would have if I could have, but Lisa says if your kid is a music fan and watches the Grammys, she's gonna see it. Um, no, and you know what's funny is that my daughter was searching like her favorite band right now is Cat's Eye. It's like some K-pop or some Asian band or whatever, and so she was like looking up like Cat's Eye at the Grammys like on her little searches like on YouTube or whatever. So she got to like watch that, but she wasn't watching. She didn't watch the whole thing. She doesn't have the attention span for that. Um, Not at all like the meat suit or cone bra. Yeah, I guess it was. I don't know, man. I don't
I just
know.
meant more of the wow factor, not so the provocative side of it. Because it was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Like, is her fucking dress hanging from her nips? You know, to me, I was like, what the fuck? When I seen that, it came across my feed on like Instagram or TMZ or something. Like, what the fuck is this real? And then of course I go research for the show,
Of
and
course, thank you
that's
for
when I.
doing that for us. But no, you know what though? I don't know, man. I just Lisa said, "Is this fashion?"
It's not.
Let me see. NFL is the top sport in the country. Period. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? How much do you think that shit cost? Like, like I think it was probably still like astronomically expensive for this little fucking sheer top and nip shit that she was wearing. Like, it was
Oh
probably
yeah,
some high dollar fucking fabric piece of shit.
yeah. And I don't even know. Was it like pasties over her nips, and then like, or what? I know you sent me something, but I couldn't download it for some reason. It was like a weird file or something. But it was
It's a
gonna throw up my
virus,
phone
fool.
probably. Um, but yeah, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was astronomical because all
And
the
I couldn't tell, and I didn't do that much homework. Like that's what I thought. It looked like she was maybe wearing pasties, you know, like the nipple ones they have now. That looks like it makes it seem like you have nipples or pierced nipples. And it almost looked like that. And maybe someone in the comments if they know for sure they more homework than I do. But it was either pasties on her nips that looked like nips that had rings on it that was holding her top up, or it was just nipple rings that were holding her top up.
Mhm.
I'll screenshot it here, but anyway, we can move on if you want.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of. Oh, you know what? And I forgot. We have to give a shout out. There's a girl goes by Double M, and she has the Struggle Continues podcast. And she wanted. I had to give her a shout out. She gave us a shout out last week on her podcast, and she was digging the Star Wars theme that you had going on. So
Yeah, I
she
seen
she
that.
was loving that. So I told her we'd give her a shout out. She was like, "No, you don't have to. I just appreciate it, you know." And I dig the show or whatever. And I was like, "No, like, I wanted to give it back because I think that's cool, man. I feel like a lot of people take things like that for granted, and they don't like if somebody's like, hey, they actually take time to reach out and say, hey, I dig this, then we want to give you some love. Just like that's why I try to read as much of the feedback as possible, because you guys are here live, and even future dudes, if we see some of your stuff, you know, we like to mention it, because you know how many times, and I'm guilty of this, dog, of how many times am I scrolling past things, whatever. I'm rarely taking time to comment something or whatever. So I feel like you know, if we can, we will. You know, so shout out to the Struggle Continues podcast. Look for, I guess, wherever you stream podcasts. And Lisa said I didn't.
Can I just add to that real
Yeah,
quick?
for sure.
So, and the reciprocation, because like part of the reason I'm so much a CNR fan and I've been here for almost a decade is those fuckers notice the average Joe and highlight your comment, fucking like it, reply, and do that shit, and how much more connection and community they've built. So, you know, we're in no way or we're not even close to that much swag or population popular these guys are. But if we can do that from this one person, you know what I mean? Fuck, I know how that feeling is when those guys do it to me. And, you know, like I said, I'm not a fucking celebrity or anything by any means. But if I can make somebody's day, like, hey, man, I appreciate you coming. And
Yeah,
you don't have to fucking be here, dude. You can spend your hour doing something else or
a
listening
hundred
to something
percent.
else. So we do appreciate you guys. And I did see her comment, so I'll have to check that out. And I got some more. I love Star Wars and I love a bunch of that shit. So next time I'll have, you know me, I'm a little theme guy. So
Yeah.
I'll throw some shit on. And it's funny. And hopefully she's listening or maybe she'll tune in. But these earrings I wear all the time are actually Star Wars Darth Vader earrings. They're fucking black sapphire diamonds in there. But they're the Darth Vader editions. That's his logo and shit. But so
Yeah.
just a little tidbit there.
No, and no, it is funny, like you mentioned. I don't know, dog. I seriously don't know how they keep up with the feedback, as far as, because and recognizing people, dog. Like I've used this example before, but I'll use it again. I never forget when I met them in Scottsdale. Chris Benson was behind me. I've gotten to know Chris Benson a little bit. Cool dude. I've met him a couple of times, and I remember he was introducing himself to Cavino. They were behind me, so I was listening, like, hey, what's going on over there? And I remember when he introduced himself to Cavino, Cavino goes, "Oh no, dude, I remember you. I met you in Vegas." And I remember Chris going, "Oh shit, dude, you remember that?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, you know, whatever." And just kept talking. I'm like, dog, the amount of people that they remember, and that they just with the feedback that we get, which isn't a whole lot, But just the amount of like I'll have people text me directly or go and slide into the DMs like no creepy shit or whatever, and comments here and there and whatever. It's a lot to keep up with for our little show. I can't imagine. I don't know how they do it, Doug, because they'll even, like I said, recognize Chris Benson from the one time you met him, or just a funky monkey, or just knowing names and knowing people and putting names to faces, and it's beyond me, dog. But you know what though? I guarantee you that's what's kept a lot of people loyal is the fact that they know that they're not like, dog. You think Joe Rogan's ever responded to anybody or ever, or these people are Colin Cowherd or any of these other people? You think they've ever? No, they don't give a fuck. They go, they do their job, they go home. End of story. And most likely, if they do have a presence on social media, it's somebody in their team doing it. It's not even them. So the fact that they actually take the time to respond and like and comment and give you their personal phone numbers and say, hey, you know what? Hit me up if you have a question about this or whatever, dog. Like that's crazy to me, right? Like I don't know. It's just crazy. So, Lisa, or let me see. First, Andrew said, or actually, I'm gonna go back to Lisa because she mentioned something about Bieber. I wanted to read. I
Yeah.
also didn't think Justin Bieber wearing boxers alone was on stage wasn't appropriate. I don't know if she meant it.
No, he was that. Did you not see that?
She's saying it wasn't appropriate. I did see the performance.
Right.
So is she saying it wasn't appropriate?
No, I'm pretty sure knowing Lisa, she means it wasn't appropriate because, bro, that'd be like me showing up here in a fucking tantarans, bro. Like, as much as probably half of you want to see me, what the fuck, bro? Like, are you serious, dude? Like, how you show up in your fucking calzones, dog,
Yeah.
to the Grammys, fool? Like, you're supposed to be like, hey, whoever. Like, you're when you look fly and present yourself like
Like Bruno Mars.
professional and shit. Yeah, bro. Like, it's a fucking event, bro. Like, and you roll up in your fucking tantarans, like, fucking whatever, dude.
Um, let me see. Oh, and Double M. We gave you a shout out a few minutes ago, so I hope you caught it. We gave you a shout out and said we appreciated you listening because of the Star Wars information. And Luis said that the earrings that he wears every day are actually they're Star Wars earrings, right? They're Darth Vader. You said.
Yeah, so nice to meet you, Double M. Thanks for joining us live. Appreciate the shout out. We'll have to check you out. I'm guilty. I didn't realize you had your own show and stuff, so I'll have to put you on my queue there. But yeah, just throwing out, I'm a Star Wars nerd too, and there's actually a Star Wars jewelry line. I don't know what it's called. It's like StarWarsJewelry.com or some shit, but it's actually official Star Wars. It ain't fucking cheap. I'm not saying baller, but I saved up to buy some earrings and a couple of extra things. But they have like Darth Vader edition, they have Space Trooper edition, they have women's and men's jewelry and stuff. So yeah, I was able to score these Darth Vader Star Wars earrings. There are some black five sapphire iron. It's like the logo of the little emblems he wears is
Yeah.
representing like his hierarchy shit. So just a little insight there.
That's cool, man. Lisa said, I don't know how they read the feedback and keep their train of thought. That's Doug, like I said, when I'm watching the show and they're going through, they're talking and they're referencing the feedback in there. I don't know how they do it. Just in here with the amount of feedback we get to try and read that and kind of see how you're going to respond to it and keep your thought, keep the focus without just stopping and reading. And of course, Doug, they that's why they're professionals, right? But it's crazy for me to just sit here and be like, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. So yeah, I don't know, man.
A-
But
And I've done it like a little bit with you, and like, dude, I'm still like learning and doing some shit. It's not fucking easy, bro. Like to check my phone and make sure I'm reading my notes and try to get the feedback and look at the fucking camera and shit. And they meet a lot of motherfuckers. Rich fucking doesn't remember anybody, but Covino fucking does. But
that's what Lisa's
um,
asking.
but it's so badass, dude. And it does. Like I said, it's an extra connection. And if we can somehow do that for some of the people who follow us, and kudos to us because I know how special I feel. So I
Yeah.
hope we're able to do that for the people who cheer us on and support us. And just
No.
want to shout out Andrew. He says he's a Star Wars nerd, bro. I got like a hack Fire Stick, so I watched like all the movies and every which way you could, like from the day they came out, the day you're supposed to. I watched all the cartoons, I watched all the spoofs, I watched all the like nerds of like, oh yeah, did you miss this and this part and this is what this means, shit. So like I follow the whole fucking saga and shit. So
I've
I don't hate on any specific film because people, oh, I don't like what they did there. I'm like, it's a fucking universe, bro. Like, there's different stories and different tastes. So to me, it's just something to nerd out about. So I feel you
No, and I
on
see.
the Star Wars.
I've never been a Star Wars person, but and not hating on it. It's never been my thing. I saw Episode 1 in theaters when I was like 9 or whatever, 10 or whatever the hell, whenever it came out. Never watched another one, whatever. But I get jealous of you people that are into it that deep because there's so much content and it just keeps coming. You have, Grogu, you have the different things that they're releasing on like what Netflix or whatever, right? The different universes on like Disney or whatever. There's so much content. Like I have a friend named Caro that I used to work with years ago. Dog, her and her man, all into Star Wars. And I'm like, it's just endless, right? I think of like something that I grew up with, like I don't know, like I maybe like Power Rangers or something, right? And I'm sure maybe it went deep into universes or whatever. But I'm like, I could just imagine being like loving something when I was little like that, and then growing up, and then them just having different universes and different cartoons, different dog. I would have been like, oh, this is the dopest thing ever. I don't have anything that I go that hard on because I'm like my interests are kind of like all over the place, right? But I don't have like I'm not a Marvel person or a DC person or a this or a that. So those things that do have these deep that you can take these deep dives on. I mean, the most things I've done like with that are like TV series, right? Like Boy Meets World or Sopranos or something where it's been Breaking Bad, where it's seasons deep. That's the most I've ever gone, but where they have like these different universes and stuff, Doc, I've always been jealous because it's endless for you guys, you know? I'm sure you haven't seen everything and you've seen a crazy amount, you know?
Yeah, and then Magic Mike says, "What do you mean by you people, dog?"
What do you mean by you people?
You know
Um,
what's crazy? Just to top that off and switch gears real quick. So for those of us who are Star Wars nerds, I mean, I'm one of the guys who always like the dark side just because I'm that creep. So they're actually and I'm just looking it up. So in April of this year, we finally get the Maul series. It's a cartoon series, but fucking hey, I feel like you can get more done in cartoons. It's like you're not so restricted. So yeah, the Darth Maul series is coming out in April, and I'm fucking super stoked. A lot of people have always been wanting to know some of his saga and how he became who he was and what happened after he got chopped in half and all that shit. So and how he lived and what that. So I think we'll be able to put some of that story together and just get some of the more background of Maul. So I'm pretty stoked to see that.
Magical Mexican says if you had a son, he would watch that stuff and you would get into it with him, possibly. But like, dog, well, think about it. Like this weekend, Saturday, I spent my entire actually Friday after work. My wife had an event, a cheer event, right? And then so we had to go set up and everything. Saturday morning, I was there by 7. We left in the afternoon, and I'm like, dog, my daughter being into cheer, my and dance and all that, my wife being into with her company and everything. I'm like, dog, you think if I was a single dude, I'd be into any of that shit? I'm like, no, but it's just kind of like where your life takes you. So if I had a son, maybe he would be into that, you know? And that's another thing, dog, is that Rich always talks about Emmy and how like she's into baseball and football and whatever. Dog, my daughter couldn't give two fucks about team sports like that. Like she obviously loves to cheer, she loves to do dance, she loves all that. But I mean, she'll watch like the Lakers with me, dog, and then she'll be like, yeah, whatever, let's go Lakers, let's go. And then like she'll get bored. But I feel like Emmy and Ben are really into it, you know? My daughter, she's been watching UFC with me since she was a baby. So she'll watch UFC with me. There's this dude, I forget what his name is, but he's from Africa or something, and his last name is or no, his first name is Kennedy. And she's always like, "Oh, look, he's got my name." So every time she fights, she wants to watch him or whatever. But that's the deepest of that, dog. She's not like, I feel like Rich played a video of Emmy, sitting on the sidelines, watching or whatever, playing flag football. I'm like, dog, my daughter doesn't care about football or basketball or baseball or any of that. And she just, I've like every year I kind of like ask her, "Hey, what do you want to do this year? Do you want to do dance? Do you want to do tap, jazz, ballet, whatever, cheer?" And she's like, has no interest in any of those like sports that have a ball, basically. So, but yeah, Magical Mexican, thank you. You're a
Says
dance
you're a
dad.
dance. You are a dance fan.
And so is he. So he can't even talk because I
He
ran
feels
into
have
it.
jazz hands.
Dog, one time I was taking a picture when my daughter was performing, and Magical Mexican sent me a picture of me taking a picture. He was like, "Hey, dude, you're here too." so, so dance dads,
Uh,
dog. It's what we do sometimes, you know. Um, you would steer your son away from Marvel and Star Wars to boy bands. Nah, you know what? Nah, if he was into that, dog, I mean, I don't know. There might be kind of cool stuff. I mean, whatever. I mean, if he's into Star Wars and all that, if he's into Marvel, I mean, maybe I'd be a Superman dude or something. I don't know. Is that Marvel?
sure,
Superman?
bud.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Then I'd be a Marvel dad at that point. I don't know. I'd be having like a
It's
Marvel.
DC. He's from the DC universe, but yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'd have like a third birthday party for my son if he was into Spider Man or something, dog. Um, but yeah, dog. I don't know. What else do we have right here? I have
I
the.
got one more thing, Covino Rich thing, and then I'll let you have it if you want.
Mhm.
Did you catch when Rich was talking about the his team drama or the somehow some
Oh
mom
yeah.
was complaining about how little Timmy wasn't with Bobby's team and whatever?
Yeah.
That's some mas puto shit, bro. Like, since when the fuck does that happen? I thought that was so like, are you fucking kidding me? And for the mom to say that, and then even like, hey, and I kind of got with Rich and even Covino, like, bro, that's how that kid's gonna break out of that shit. He needs to get fucking thrown out there, and if it's a good coach, he's gonna make new friends and shit. Like, I feel like maybe the lady was fucking lying, probably, and even if she wasn't, that's probably what the fucking problem is. She's fucking enabling this kid to fucking be a mommy's boy or suck on little Timmy's butt. Like, bro, let him fucking get out of his shell and shit, and like. He's
Uh,
how old are they? Fucking 5 or 7 or some shit. Like,
they're
come
like
on,
five.
bro.
So for
What
those
the
of you,
fuck?
if you guys missed the story, Rich was doing the drafts for the little league or pony ball or whatever he does, for his kids, and there was a parent that was upset because Rich had put one kid on one team and this other kid on another team, and the parent reached out and was like, "I thought we requested for them to be on the same team." And Rich is like, "Yeah, you can put in a request. I could put in a request to freaking Joe Rogan and say, 'Hey, can me and Luis be on your show?' Does that mean it's going to happen? No. Right? You can put in a request and they can take it into consideration, and maybe they did. Maybe they said, 'Oh, you know what? If we can, we'll put them on the same team.' But you know what? At the same time, they just weren't meant to be on the same team, right? They were maybe at different levels or maybe this or that. So, but Rich made a good point. He was like, if the mom was going to be this much of a headache this early, thank goodness she didn't make it on Rich's team or whatever, because she had said that this kid had his emotional support friend or something like that. And I was just like, dog, it's just like when you go from like me, elementary school, grade school is always you went to one class, you had all your friends in that class, and then you went to the next year. Then you go to a junior high school or middle school, and now you may not have anybody in your class that you know. But then you make new friends, and then you all of a sudden, hey, there's my homie over there from sixth grade. Hey, what's up? You doing cool over there? Cool. And you meet new people and you have fun. That's gonna help him more in life than coddling him and saying, you know what, let's put him on this. What are they gonna do? Call his teachers and say, every year from now until the time you graduate, like you're in Boy Meets World, you're gonna be in the same classes, all of you? How is that gonna make any sense to help the kid? And if the kid is, if he's on the spectrum or has these special needs, then yes, there are things that can be made as far as accommodations for him in school. But putting him in the same class with his friend or whatever, that's not an accommodation that is going to help him grow as a person. That's not going to help him, like you said, break out of his shell or just, I don't know. I think you're hurting him more by going. And now who knows if the kid would have even gone into the little league or whatever and been like, "Oh, this is dope. My buddy's not here, but I met this other friend or whatever." Now you're taking that away from him because you think you're helping him, but you're actually hurting him. I thought it was terrible. I don't know.
I
Um,
did too, and it's just like it's just sad. Like, he's fucking. I think he's 5 or like I said, 5 or 6. Like, you're already setting him up for failure that young, bro. Like, he has like literally 10, 15 years to kind of figure out who he is until he becomes an adult and shit. Like, and you already kind of handicapping and then we're putting him in this bubble. Like, oh, he needs his friend. Like, bro, he's fucking 5. Like, I'm pretty sure you can get along with any fucking kid. Just throw him out there and see what happens, right? And like you said, if there is some kind of mental or physical disability with him somehow, then yeah, there's a place and a time for that, and they can accommodate as needed. But parents are protective. I'm not one. I can't speak for that, and you could too. So maybe they were just trying to do that. You know what I mean? And Lisa's saying, hey, sometimes they just need a little nudge, but maybe
And
I
I
think the
understand,
mom
dog.
was just
I
out of
understand.
whack.
Believe me. Like, I remember, dog, when my daughter was in like preschool, she came home with a freaking teeth marks on her arm like this because some little kid bit her. I wanted to raise hell, right? Right? But it's just like there's a way to handle it. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, you know what? Just go in there and this would have never happened if she had her best friend Timmy with her or whatever. Like, Doc, like that's not how the kid grows and becomes a better person, man. Let me see. LFM says, my nephew Liam has one friend, but my sister doesn't request stuff like that. And I know of this kid. He's on the spectrum, but he's socially distant. I don't think he cares, and he's 15. So see, that's the thing is that I know of these people in this family. It's my buddy Luis. So this the mom knows that the kid has special needs and might need accommodations or whatever, but she's not going out and calling, hey, he's on the spectrum and we should only put him in a class with Jose. Like, Doug, how is that going to help him? And I'm not saying that, like he said, Liam probably doesn't care one way or another, but I don't think if the mom calls and requests makes all these special accommodations, like there are things like maybe like I know there's some kids like that I even went to school with that they were on the spectrum and they couldn't hear like loud noises. They would like go into a full on panic, right? They would, if there was like a fire alarm, like people had to really take care of them. That's different than calling the baseball coach and saying, you didn't put him on the same team with his friend, dog. And at the same time is that we're assuming that kid on Rich's team is on the spectrum or whatever. Maybe this mom is just like, no, I want him to be with his friend. The mom could just be a pain in the butt. I mean, you don't know. That's what's bothering me. It'll be great for the parent to make new friends and a parent. Oh, yeah, and see, that's the thing is maybe the parent will make some new friends. Maybe like dog, and maybe the parent is just like kind of like, oh man, if I'm gonna have to take him to practice and stuff, what if I don't know anybody? What if it's the parent's own insecurity? Dog, you know how many
That's
times,
it, bro.
you know how many times I've had to go to things or not even like activities, but say it's like a birthday party and my daughter's like, hey, we got to go to Aitana's birthday or whatever, right? And I'm like, fuck. I get there and I'm just like, hey, yeah, man, they're growing up so fast, right? Like, and it sucks, but that's what you do sometimes as a parent, right? You're just like, yeah, man. Hey, no, I'm okay, man. I have this water. Thank you. Like you know, it's going to suck for a couple of hours, but you do it for your kid. And
You're there for the kid. You're there for your kid, not, what I mean? If you wanted to go make friends, you're gonna go make friends where you want to go, not at a fucking birthday party, not at a kid's birthday party.
the entire point is to make new friends and learn. You're always going to meet new people. And that's one thing, Doc, like I remember going from 6th grade to 7th grade, dog, when I was going to go into junior high school. And my brother, dog, I remember him being like, you're not going to see any of your friends anymore. Like, dog, and I was like, for real? He's like, nope, not anymore. Like, he was just trying to get at me, right? So he was just like, nope. And I was like, but what about Jonathan and Jose? He's like, nope, never going to see them again. You're not going to be in any classes with them.
Forever.
Yeah, dog, right? And I was like, oh. And then, dog, I get to 7th grade, dog. I met so many people that I'm still friends with. One of my good friends, I wouldn't say good friends, but a friend still to this day that I see pretty regularly, met in 7th grade, right? I'm like, dog, it's just crazy that if you don't give them the chance to like maybe put them on this team and put the other one on the other team, and if it doesn't work out, then be like, okay, man, maybe next year we won't put him in sports or something. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm sorry, Doug. I'm just on one right now.
Hey, question for you real quick. Is this the famous Luis?
My buddy?
Does he know? Yeah.
Yeah, dog. That
Is this the OG?
LFM 2478, dog. That's the homie
Damn.
right there.
Nice to meet you, dog. My name is Luis too, homie. I'm
Yeah,
Luis
dog.
2.0.
That's that. So that's my buddy, dog. I've known him for like over 20 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
Welcome,
Well,
homie. Thanks for joining us.
yeah. So I'm excited that he's here live, dog. He can't always make it live. So one of one of the OGs that if you go back and you check out after show episodes from way back in the day, he was on a couple. So he's not, and which I appreciate because I'm an attention whore, right? He's not. So he for him to do that from time to time is really cool of him. So go check out those episodes if you want to get a little bit of I guess backstory on Luis. I don't know why it's coming up at why I don't know why it's coming up as my email. It used to say my name. Oh, that has changed with everybody, Luis. I know it's actually like your username for YouTube is why it's coming up like that. Like it's your if you go to like youtube.com/at LFM whatever, it'll take you right to your page. So it's your YouTube handle. Don't worry about it. We got it. It's you. We know it's you. There was something I wanted to say. Let me see. I have
Yeah,
odd
bro.
on my notes, odd parent request for Rich that we got through that one. Oh, there was something that I brought up, and
Uh,
the reason why I brought it up was I was just curious because at work I have this mirror that's probably like 3 feet by 3 feet in my office, and then at my desk I have a little mirror that's like this big, right? And on one side it's a mirror, and on the other side it's like a 5 time magnifying mirror. And for me, dog, I'll do multiple times. Like people are always coming out of my office. I'll do a quick little check. Like, do I have anything stuck in my teeth? Do I got a booger? Do I have nose hairs going like this, dog, that I need to, trim up or whatever? Do I have a one random, dog? I'll be 38 in a few weeks, right? I'm like, do I have a random ear hair, dog, that I need to take care of? I feel like I'm constantly doing that because I'm like, oh, maybe I have like a eyebrow that's like this or something, dog. I don't know. I feel like I look in the mirror a million times a day. So I posed on the Cavino and Rich listener page. I was like, how many times do you look in the mirror? Dog, so many people, I'm not calling them out. I'm just wondering how people get through their day without dog, how many times how many times where I've been like, I'll go do a quick little check and oh shit, I got a moco, right? I got a booger right here. Oh, I wouldn't have seen that. So how many of those people that said, oh, I look in the mirror twice a day, it's when I brush my teeth, are walking around with a booger hanging or a freaking pimple that they didn't see or eyebrow hair hanging or some wax in their ear that they, or something I don't know. I feel like you're gonna catch and if you do it often, you might see something or maybe your hair's out of place or whatever. Do you just go through life saying, I am who I am and whatever? I don't know. So I have to pose the question to you because I don't know if you chimed in on the thread, but how many times, Luis, are you one of these people that says I look in the mirror twice a day? Or are you doing the little, which Cavino calls it, the how do you do, where you go and you check your eyebrows, you make sure you're good, make sure you don't have any crusties in your eye or whatever. Do you do the how do you do, or are you a 2 time look when you brush your teeth?
Like, I'm no fucking Rico Suave looking motherfucker, but I want to be, dog. So I do fucking look in the mirror all the time because, what I do for work, you gotta be presentable. I sell and I work in construction and I'm out there. So, uh, how I look and present myself and talk and how I conduct myself is a representation of my business, who I am. So, if you come in trying to sell shit and you look like shit and your hair's fucked up and you got shit in your teeth, it's an impression to them like, oh, he's unorganized or he's not clean, so maybe he doesn't run his
100%.
business that way. So to me, it's important for work and even for personal because look good, feel good, bro. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I have a mirror. Even when you go in your fucking car real quick, like I'm gonna get in, all right, cool, and you flip it back up. In the mornings for sure, I got a little mirror, on my desk, like you said. There's a couple in our office, and there's a couple windows that we have that are reflective kind of thing. So just walk by, look, make sure you're cool. But I've had that happen on accident. If we were like, I just went and had lunch or whatever, and I come back and I'm, oh fuck, got some in my teeth. I caught it before I walk in. Look, hey, what's up, food? Like, I got fucking some shit hanging
Exactly,
on my
right?
teeth and shit. So, I don't know, wouldn't count, I don't know, but I would say, at least a dozen to 20 times a day kind of thing, from just restroom, normal walking back, getting inside a work truck or whatever. I'm not vain by any means, but I don't want to be a fucking curmudgeon just fucking walking around
No,
with shit hanging
and
around
you know what,
everywhere.
dog? And that's the thing is that maybe if I was Rico Suave, like you said, right? If I was Brad Pitt, maybe I wouldn't be looking. But I'm like, dog, I cannot be me with this face and this body weight and have something stuck in my teeth, right? I cannot be mobbing around with one eyebrow longer than the rest, dog. I cannot. I cannot afford, dog. I need as much help as possible. And if I can go in there and make sure I don't have a booger, I'll do it, you know?
Amen, bro, because you're right. I can't lose any points as it is, right? So, for those little ones I can clean up and just address real quick, so I'm making sure, like, on point, I'll definitely address that. And just going back to the feedback here, um, we all do. Your boy Luis says we all do, and if you say you're fucking lying, and I believe that too. And some people just don't like what they look like sometimes too. I feel like so maybe they don't want to see themselves, and that's a little bit different. They might have
But
some shit
dog,
going on there,
if you
but
don't like what you look like, it's probably for a reason. So you should try to look as presentable as possible, right? I'm not
yeah,
saying I love what I look like, but dog, but that's why I'm like, oh dog, gotta make sure my eyebrows are combed and I don't have any crusties in my eye. And like you said, you get back from lunch, if you don't brush your teeth right away, you gotta look and make sure you don't have nothing in there. Dog, like
yeah.
it's just the fact that people were saying, dog, and maybe like I feel like a lot of people that were chiming in on the thread were kind of making it like if you do, you're vain or you're like a girly dude or whatever. But I'm like, dog, why? Because you care about your appearance, dog. It's the same reason why during COVID, I still shaved. I still got haircuts. I still bathe daily, sometimes 2, 3 times a day in the summer when I'm in Arizona, right? Like, Doug, it doesn't matter. It's the same reason, dog, why you freaking make your bed or you clean your house or it doesn't matter, dog. It should be something that you want to do. You should want to be presentable. You should want to be, what does Snoop Dogg say, dog? You stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? If your house is
Exactly.
clean and somebody shows up, you don't have to be like, damn, I can't open the door because my house is dirty, right? Or if you're, you're always ready and maybe your lady's like, starts giving you the eyes or whatever, you're showered, you're groomed, you're ready to go. Right? Or so like I just don't understand, dog. To me, the people that are trying to make it like, oh, I'm a man, I don't look in the mirror, they're gross, dog. Like even Magical Mexican said, when I go to the restroom and wash my hands, that's at least a few times a day, right? So you got when you brush your teeth in the morning, at night, maybe you go to the restroom 2 or 3 times, you're gonna kind of look whatever. But there was people that like, hell no, I only look like twice a day, and then I open up my all American beer, America. Like I'm like, dog, that doesn't make you a man. That makes you dirty. That makes you like, anyway.
Taking points off. Going back to some of the feedback, Andrew says, I don't see how they can avoid looking in the mirror every time they wash their hands. And you almost have to go out of your way not to, right?
Yeah.
Double M says, I work from home and still make sure to check myself at least 10 times a day. Kind of like what you said right now with COVID. It's more of staying in a routine and like, and then Luis again, because he's a chingon just like I am, says, hey man, Jerry Rice said, look good, feel good, play good. And I think it is important, bro. It's how you present yourself and how you feel about yourself. If you feel you look like shit, it's probably because you look like shit. Do something about it, right? The more
Hmm.
you feel better by yourself, you kind of get that glow, you have a little confidence, get the little swag, and then you're presentable. I think it's important for everyone, for everybody. Lisa says, when did it become bad to take pride in your appearance? And I agree. I don't think so. I mean, I think there's a balance. There's an extreme. There's some people that maybe take it too much kind of thing, but there's people who don't do enough of it, and you just got to make sure you maintain,
Yeah.
right? It's not about trying to impress anybody, other than making sure you feel good about yourself and who you are, and I think that's how you portray yourself.
Well,
So,
dog, think about it. Like even if like my wife's out of town and my daughter and whatever, And I know I'm not going to see anybody for 90% of the day. I'm still going to wake up, take a shower, maybe get a haircut. Maybe, dog, like right now, I feel gross because I need a shave, right? And I'm just like, it's bothering me because I need a haircut, right? I'm looking a little disheveled. It's bothering me, and it bothers me like a lot. And I know that's not healthy either. But the fact that people don't take any pride into their appearance is crazy, dog. It's like you said, part of your work is looking presentable, dog. I remember I used to lay tile with my friend Johnny and his grandpa. Dog, if you've ever laid tile or anything like it, you know how dirty that is. If you looked like you were laying tile when you were laying tile, Johnny's grandpa owned the business. He would rip you a new one because he was like, I don't care if you're laying tile, you look presentable, right? We had sponges with water because you're always wiping down whatever. If you have dust on you, because there's gonna be dust, you're mixing mortar, you're doing this or that. You kind of pat yourself down. You look presentable, right? You're not dragging stuff in and out of people's houses, right? You're looking presentable. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're laying tile or if you're an executive somewhere. You should always look your best. You should always, and like Lisa said, the pajama and public culture is odd, so crazy, Doug. It's like you're at freaking Walmart and you see somebody with like SpongeBob pants, at 4 p.m. and you're like, dog, I can guarantee you that person smells. I'll say it, dog. I don't know where's this. Let me see. I don't know, Doug. I just feel like that's just gross. But
And I know we talked about it a little bit a couple episodes ago. I think it was towards the end of the last year when I think it was like the whoever the fuck's in charge of TSA or whatever the fuck was saying, hey, if you're traveling this fucking holiday, dress the fuck up because everyone looks like shit coming in pajamas and shit. Like you should be a little presentable. And that kind of ties into fucking Bieber showing up in his tantarans to fucking to the award show. Like that's just that is part of that, right? When the fuck have we ever seen that? I don't think we ever seen something so much like that. So I'm pretty sure someone's gonna try to emulate that now. You're gonna see people do that maybe in a different show or different awards, or now you're gonna want to see kids trying to roll up in their fucking calzones to random places. Like, what happened to no shirts, no shirt, no service shit, right? Like,
yeah,
where did that go?
no, you know what? And I know we got to wrap things up in a couple of minutes, but there's one thing I wanted to get to before we actually wrap things up. So this is something, dog, and let me preface this by saying I'm not a tough guy, dog. I'm not, right? I know people that are tough guys. Me, not one of them. I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like whatever. However, let me get on to my next thought, dog, real quick, because I know we only have a couple of minutes. But so there was something, I don't know if you heard. There was a dinner that Covino, Rich, and Spot went out to with some friends that they had in town. And they were talking about, I guess Rich kept getting a candy, eating it, taking it out of his mouth, eating it, whatever. And I guess Covino dared Spot to knock it out of his hand. So I have a little thing I want to play right here, Doug. Let's do. Okay, so we have right here. We got a penguin, we have an ostrich, and we have a couple more animals right here. They look like they're about to jump out of an airplane, right? They got the parachutes on. But I want to ask you, what is this picture and this picture? There's a kid getting his books knocked out of his hand by a bully. And the reason why I use this picture is because when Covino and Rich were mentioning the knocking out of the candy out of Rich's hand and everybody was laughing, and Covino mentioned it's like in school where you would do like a check, haha, knock your books down. Again, not a tough dude, but what do this and this have in common? I'll tell you, dog. These things don't fly. A penguin doesn't fly. An ostrich don't fly, dog. Knocking somebody's books out of their hand, dog. That was like to me. That was like the same type of humor of like those kids that would walk by and like slap each other in like the genitals, or whatever, right? Like they thought that was funny. That was never funny to me. That didn't fly. And again, I'm not saying I would make a big old scene or whatever, and I would be like, "Oh, let's go, bro, let's go right now." But I'm just saying, dog, that I never found that funny. So when they were talking about it, like if I was rich and I had my candy dog and somebody knocked it out of my hand, I'm not saying I would have punched Spot in his face. And I'm not even saying it's all Spot because Cavino dared him to. But that shit would not fly, dog. That is not cool. That is not cool. I don't think that's cool, dog. I don't. And people can say what they want, but that shit does not fly to me, dog. That has never been the things that I thought were cool or funny or whatever, dog. Like, or if like somebody's drinking something and your friend knocks it out of their hand, or like, dog, that was always like humor that I didn't resonate with ever. I never thought that was funny. I thought, dog, I just can't imagine being like you mentioned my buddy Luis in the chat, or Andrew Sims in the chat, or you or Lisa, people we've hung out with in person, doing that. And the thing is, Rich thought it was funny, Cavino thought it was funny, Spot thought it was funny. They were like, oh yeah, he knocked it clean right out of his hand. Everybody had a good laugh. Dog, that shit's not funny to me. And like I said, maybe I wouldn't have punched Spot in his face, but that I wouldn't have been cool with it. I would have brought down the whole fucking night. I would have been like, nah, all right, cool, dog. Well, fucking, if I'm not punching this motherfucker in his face, then I'm just gonna ruin the night for everybody because my attitude is completely changed. So, anyway.
I'll let a little Jimsy boy say, yeah, I agree with you. I'll tell you that much because that is bullshit, bro. To me, that's like a sign of disrespect, and I don't give a fuck because I can picture fucking Mickey Mouse Rich fucking fucking talking and almost being annoying with it or even kind of gross with it. Still, bro, but hey, fool, stop playing with your fucking, you're looking weird or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't fucking touch my shit like that, because especially joke or not, fool. Like I think at that point, like that's my space, fool. You're kind of disrespecting my space and shit. You know what I mean? And your boy Luis says, "Hey, we grew up in the hood, bro. Like
Maybe
that shit
that's
doesn't fly
why.
where that shit doesn't fly where I'm from either, bro. Like when anyone try to fuck around like that, like the type of the nut shit. Remember that thing where you used to walk and someone would kick your foot, like to trip on yourself? Like I would go like, hey, bro, I don't fuck around like that, and like you don't know me and shit, so I'll let you go on that one. Next one, like you're gonna know about it, bro. Like don't fuck with me, because I don't play games like that. Because I don't want to hurt somebody. I don't want to trip somebody. It escalates. Who next time they do something worse, next time they do something bigger, and then you try to one up to each other to the point where sometimes you get the fisticuffs, or maybe even fuck up a relationship or a homie because all of a sudden you took it too far, bro. And like I didn't. I thought that was kind of cringe too, because like, bro, that's fucked
Yeah,
up,
Lisa
especially like
said.
with randoms or in a public setting. Like you're
Lisa
showing
said,
a sign of disrespect.
and I think that's what it comes down to me. Lisa said, just hearing that made me cringe. Luis said, that shit don't fly, but then again, we grew up in the hood. Andrew says, I was thinking if I was rich, I'd be mad. That was kind of mean. Magical Mexican. I've only seen that in movies where they're knocking books out of hands. But doc, and that's the thing is that like, again, I think that's where it all comes from is disrespect. Is like Doug, even like if you and your buddy are talking shit to each other, whatever. Oh yeah, whatever, fat ass, shut up, lazy eye, whatever. But doing something like that, like slapping something out of somebody's hand, knocking their books, dog, that's like so mad disrespectful for me. That bothers me like really bad, dog. And so when they were saying that, and all three of them were like, oh, that shit was funny. I was like, I don't know, dog. That shit don't fly with me. That don't fly. But anyway, dog, I think we're at time. So anything you want to say before we actually wrap up today?
Nah, just appreciate you guys for hanging out. We got a couple new guys here, or new girls too. So I appreciate you guys joining us live. Future dudes, and then just hopefully next week I'll have a little Valentine's Day papi theme for you guys, because we're almost right there already. So appreciate you guys. Have a good week. Enjoy the buns ass fucking football that there is today. Hopefully we have a good Super Bowl. I'm rooting for West because fuck the Patriots. So hopefully the Seahawks can pull it up. And then thanks for joining me. Thanks for having us. And excited to see you next Tuesday, homie.
Yeah, thank you guys. By the time we see you guys next week, the Super Bowl will have happened. The UFC Fight Night would have happened. So a lot of things going on. So we can't wait to see you guys next week. We hope you all join us next week. Same time. We're doing this every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is 7 o'clock over here in Arizona. So I hope you guys join us next week. Sign up on Patreon. You can sign up for free. Patreon.com/TASBL, which is the after show, but later. Patreon.com/TASBL. You can go ahead and check it out and sign up for free if you want, whatever, or just subscribe on YouTube. Thank you guys. The after show, but later. It's your boys D. It's Luis Cortez Jr. We will see you guys in episode number 326. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757. Hydro.